Welcome back to the coin world. Old coin review and value, the ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, numismatic treasures, and the hidden value in your pocket change. The 1973 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel, carries a long and interesting history that connects back to one of America's most iconic leaders, Thomas Jefferson. The obverse side features his portrait designed by Felix Schlag, which has remained on the coin since 1938. The reverse displays Jefferson's home, Monticello, an image that symbolizes knowledge, independence, and the American dream. This coin was minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with AD, and San Francisco with an S. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 384 million coins. Denver produced around 316 million, and San Francisco issued a smaller number of proof coins, around 2.7 million, made especially for collectors. Most of these coins were struck from a metal composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving them their distinct silver-gray tone. Even though millions were minted, not all survived in perfect condition. Coins that have remained uncirculated or have proof-level details are the ones collectors are willing to pay premium prices for today. Now, let's talk about its value. On eBay and auction platforms, circulated 1973. Nickels in normal condition usually sell for around 10 to 50 cents. However, the real value comes from high-grade and error coins. On eBay, a 1973 nickel graded MS66 by PCGS was sold for more than $150. Another example, a full steps nickel with flawless detail on Monticello steps, fetched nearly $400 at a heritage auction. Collectors especially prize nickels with full steps on the Monticello design because they are a sign of a perfect strike, something that rarely happens in mass production. The steps on the building must be fully visible and sharply defined for the coin to earn that title. Such coins can command 4-figure prices depending on grade and mint mark. There are also error coins from 1973 that can skyrocket in value. Off-center strikes, double dies, or planchette errors have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars online. One particular 1973 Jefferson nickel with an off-center strike of about 20% sold for over $250. A double die outburst variety, showing slight doubling on Jefferson's face and inscriptions, has also appeared on eBay, listings reaching $500 or more. The 1973s proof nickels are another category that attract serious attention. These coins were not meant for circulation but rather for collectors. They have a mirror-like surface and sharp details that make them look stunning. Depending on their grade, proof coins can sell from $5 to over $100, especially those in PR70 condition, which represents absolute perfection. Condition plays a major role in determining the worth of any coin. A worn coin with scratches or discoloration might not be worth much, but a brilliant uncirculated one can change everything. Collectors always pay top dollar for coins that look like they just left the mint, showing no wear and full shine. Today we're diving into the fascinating story of one of the most iconic coins from the mid-20th century, the 1960 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel. This little piece of metal may seem ordinary, but hidden within its design, minting history, and varieties lies a tale of craftsmanship, change, and hidden value that will absolutely surprise you. So sit tight, coin lovers, this is one story you don't want to miss. The 5-cent coin as we know it today was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. The U.S. Mint held a design competition to honor Thomas Jefferson III, President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. Out of 390 entries, Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor, won the competition. His design showed a left-facing portrait of Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse, a design that became iconic and lasted for decades. By the time 1960 arrived, the Jefferson nickel had already been circulating for over 20 years, and America was experiencing enormous social and economic change, the space race, the Cold War, and a booming post-war economy. Through all that, the nickel remained a quiet witness in the hands of millions of Americans. The 1960 Jefferson nickel might not look rare at first glance, but it holds an important place in U.S. coin history. It represents the classic pre-modern era of American coinage, before the mint switched to more modernized dies and minting technology. Each 1960 nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel weighing 5 grams and measuring 21.2 millimeters in diameter. That simple yet enduring alloy composition gives the coin its silvery tone, strong, durable, and resistant to corrosion, just like Jefferson's legacy. Look closely at the obverse. Jefferson's stern yet thoughtful face reflects leadership and vision. Above him are the words, "In God we trust," and to the left liberty, followed by the date 1960. On the reverse, the Monticello building stands proudly in the center with the inscriptions E pluribus unum above, and below it the words Monticello 5 cents and United States of America. Every fine line from Jefferson's cheek to the pillars of Monticello tells the story of America's dedication to freedom and progress. The 1960 Jefferson nickel was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver-d'Is, San Francisco S. Each mint had its unique striking characteristics. The Denver Mint produced the largest number of 1960 nickels, while the San Francisco Mint made fewer proof coins for collectors. The most exciting part: some 1960 nickels show die cracks, double dies, and full step Monticello varieties. These are the hidden treasures that can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. The term full steps refers to the clarity of the steps on the Monticello building on the reverse side. If all 5 or 6 steps are fully visible and strike sharp, the coin commands a premium value in the market. These fully detailed strikes are extremely rare for 1960 due to die wear and striking pressure variations. A 1960 full steps Jefferson nickel in mint state can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grade and condition. In 1960, America was entering a new era. John F. Kennedy was about to become president. The nation's economy was thriving, cars were getting sleeker, and the dream of going to the moon was alive. During this time, millions of Americans carried Jefferson nickels in their pockets, using them to buy candy, newspapers, and gasoline, not knowing that one day collectors would treasure these coins as symbols of a pivotal time in American history. The San Francisco Mint also struck special proof nickels for collectors, polished to a mirror finish and packaged for those who love the artistry of coins. These proofs often have sharp strikes, frosted designs, and stunning luster. 1960 proof nickel graded PR67 or PR68 can easily sell for $50, $300, while exceptionally preserved pieces with deep cameo contrast can exceed $1,000. Now, here's where things get truly exciting. Some 1960 5-cent coins have unique minting errors that make them extremely valuable. Double die obverse, where Jefferson's profile or the date appears double off-center strikes, giving the coin a dramatic, eye-catching look. Clipped blankets, where a part of the coin is missing due to a minting mishap. Repunched mint marks are PMIS, especially seen in 1960 nickels, where the mint mark was struck more than once. Each of these errors can raise the value from a few dollars to several thousand, depending on rarity and condition. The 1960 nickel marks the end of an era, the last few years before the mint's modernization and before major design changes in U.S. coinage. Collectors cherish it for its balance of classic design, historical connection, and hidden rarity. It's a coin that connects generations, from Jefferson's 18th century ideals to the 20th century dreams of space exploration and modern America. A typical circulated 1960 nickel might fetch only 10 to 25 cents, but in uncirculated condition, especially with full steps, it can range from $20 to over $1,000. Exceptional proof or error examples have sold for over $3,000 at major auctions, proving that even the smallest coins can carry monumental worth when rarity and history align. Every 1960 nickel is a snapshot of American spirit, strong, enduring, and full of history. It carries the image of a founding father who envisioned liberty and equality, and a building that represents education and enlightenment. So the next time you see a 1960 Jefferson nickel, don't just pass it by. Hold it up to the light, look for the steps, the shine, the mint mark, and remember that in your hands. Today, we're traveling back to the year 1940 to uncover the fascinating story behind the Liberty 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another everyday nickel, but its place in American history and numismatics is far more significant than many realize. The year 1940 was a time when the United States was on the brink of monumental change. While the nation had not yet entered World War II, the effects of the global conflict were being felt strongly. The American economy was recovering from the Great Depression, and industries were shifting gears to support war efforts abroad. This changing landscape influenced not only politics and economics but also the country's coinage. The Liberty 5-cent coin of 1940 features the enduring portrait of Thomas Jefferson, America's third president, and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The design was introduced in 1938, replacing the long-running Buffalo nickel series, created by artist Felix Schlag. The Jefferson nickel represented a more classical and architectural vision of American identity. On the obverse side, Jefferson's profile faces left. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1940 surround his portrait. The reverse depicts Monticello, Jefferson's famous home in Virginia, a symbol of his intellect, innovation, and connection to American ideals. Above Monticello is the Latin motto "E pluribus unum." Below it reads Monticello 5 cents and United States of America. The year 1940 saw the continued production of this iconic design. This was only the third full year of the Jefferson nickel series, making early examples like the 1940 issue historically important for collectors. Production occurred at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each leaving its mark on the coinage of the era. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins without a mint mark, at this time produced the largest number of 1940 nickels. Denver coins bore the D mint mark, while San Francisco coins were marked with an S. Together, these issues reflect the scale of coinage needed to support a growing economy still recovering from economic hardship. In total, more than 176 million Jefferson nickels were struck in 1940. Philadelphia produced approximately 176,485,000 coins. Denver struck around 43,540,000, and San Francisco contributed about 39,690,000. These numbers show the massive demand for coinage in daily transactions as the economy regained momentum. What makes the 1940 nickel especially fascinating is its position at the crossroads between peacetime coinage and the dramatic changes that would come during World War II. Just 2 years later, in 1942, the U.S. Mint would alter the composition of the nickel, removing most of the nickel metal and introducing the famous silver wartime nickels to conserve materials for the war effort. The 1940 Liberty 5-cent coins were still made from the original composition of 75. Today, I'm going to talk about a coin that could completely change the way you look at your small change, the Liberty 5-cent 1954 coin. If you have this coin in your collection, it might just turn the tables for you. Stick around till the end of the video because I'll reveal its potential price and how you can sell it to get the best value possible. The Liberty 5-cent 1954 coin, often referred to as the Jefferson nickel, is more than just a piece of currency. It's a living piece of American history that carries the legacy of resilience, design mastery, and post-war optimism. The 1954 nickel belongs to the series first introduced in 1938 to honor Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers, and the author of the Declaration of Independence. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin captures Jefferson's profile on the obverse and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1954, the United States was in the midst of remarkable change. The war was over, the economy was booming, and the American dream was in full motion. Coins minted during this period reflected not only the country's prosperity, but also its commitment to stability and tradition. The Jefferson nickel was an enduring symbol of that period, sturdy, reliable, and deeply American in every way. What makes the 1954 Liberty 5-cent coin special is the variations that emerged from different U.S. mints. That year, coins were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint mark tells a unique story. The 195 from San Francisco, for example, was among the last nickels produced before the mint temporarily halted production the following year. Collectors value these distinctions because they mark turning points in minting history. Over time, these coins have become sought-after treasures for collectors, especially those with clean, crisp details and mirror-like surfaces. Some rare examples of the 1954 nickel feature striking errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, or weak strikes, which can dramatically increase their value. A simple flaw made decades ago by the U.S. Mint could now make your coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. The composition of the coin also adds to its legacy. Made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, it was designed to withstand circulation without losing its luster easily. despite being made for everyday use. The artistic detail on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's intricate design turned an ordinary coin into a timeless collectible. The deeper you explore the 1954 Liberty 5-cent coin, the more fascinating its history becomes. During that decade, nickels weren't just currency, they were symbols of confidence in America's progress. People used them in diners, drive-ins, and jukeboxes across the nation. Each coin passed through countless hands, each carrying stories of daily life in the golden age of America. Today, collectors and enthusiasts around the world are rediscovering these small yet powerful artifacts.